I signed up to do this, I saw the list of legitimate talents, and I was feeling pretty bad about actually signing up. And then I saw Dell's acting, and I felt much better. I'm going to tell a little story. This story was written by Robert Service. He was a guy that went to Alaska during the Alaskan Gold Rush, and he made up this story about something that he actually witnessed. So I came in my Alaskan Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Costume. So the story goes something like this. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights. The queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge at Lake Labarge when I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam around the pole, no one really knows. He was always cold, but that land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd rather live somewhere else. One Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of the cold through the parka's fold that stabbed like a driven nail. Who's next? If our eyes would close and the lashes froze till at times we couldn't see, it wasn't much fun, but the only one to complain was Sam McGee. Later that night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe, he turned to me and, "Chap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess. But if I do, I'm begging that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no, and he said with a sort of moan, "It's this cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet, 'tain't being dead, it's the awful dread of an icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I wouldn't fail. And we hurried on at the streak of dawn, though Sam looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh and talked all day about his home in Tennessee. But by nightfall, a corpse was all that was left to Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death. I hurried horror-stricken, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. Sorry, I forgot the next line. It was lashed to the sleigh and it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brain, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate those last remains." Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. And every night by the lone firelight, with the huskies in a ring, howling out their woes to the homeless snows, oh, how I loathed that thing. And every day, that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. But on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was running low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd sometimes sing to that hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw in the trice it was called the Alice May. Well, I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found laying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. Well, the flames just soared, and the furnace roared. Such a blaze you rarely see. So I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, because I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the winds began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my face. I don't know why. And the greasy smoke and inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but let's see, sorry. But the stars came out and danced about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked, so the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, all cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. and he wore a smile. You could see him laughing. He said, "Please, close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would let your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Lamarge when I cremated Sam McGee."